Hello, my fellow Americans. This is your friendly neighborhood IOC. I'm coming to you live from the Greenpoint section. Been here for a little while, stationed to see if I can find apartments for the homeless population that I work with. It's very hard to get anything in this neighborhood. The rents are high, but we'll talk about that in a few. For those who don't know, I'm currently running against Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And she never stops astounding me with her neo-intelligence. She continues to push the damn lies that President Trump is doing cruel things to those that are on welfare. But let's look closely and properly at this situation. I'm talking to you as a person that has been on welfare, that has grown up in the inner city, that understands what the inner city is all about. Brooklyn streets, Queen streets, I know, okay? And sometimes in the Bronx. But, to be honest with you, I've been more in Brooklyn and Queens. But not for nothing. Brooklyn streets and Bronx streets are very similar, as this job has let me totally find out. But let's go back to what I was talking about. Now, for a person that has been a politician for about a year or so, she has picked up Trump derangement syndrome and Adam Pinocchio shift lying syndrome very well. Whew, I mean, you could say almost to the T. So let me ask you a question before I get deeper into this. When you go to a financial planner, what's the first thing this financial planner asks of you? What's the first thing? Well, the first thing a financial planner will ask of anybody is to first cut spending. When you cut spending, you will be able to see where your waste is at. It will help you. Well, President Trump is doing that. He's trying to cut the spending so that he can reallocate it to places he doesn't need it. So between Donald Trump and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who would you pick to run this nation? Think about it. Well, I'm definitely going to go with Donald Trump, and I'm going to tell you why. Donald Trump is a businessman that has grown his own pretty much little empire. And he knows the ins and outs of finances, not because he studied it, but because he's lived it. Okay? And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she has a bachelor's degree in economics, but when you ask her how she's going to pay for something, she can't answer it. She cannot answer it. So I'm definitely going to go with Donald Trump. He has a proven track record. So Donald Trump is going to keep America in the black. I'm sure of this. Okay. But guess what? Let me tell you something. That most people don't understand. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez actually agrees with Donald Trump. She agrees, and I'm going to tell you why. Today, I was watching a video. I'm not sure when it was filmed, but she was in the chambers of Congress, and she was saying how, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can get close. She said the U.S. economy is doing great. Okay? But the people of New York cannot afford to live here. Now, on the surface of this, you would think it's just benign. Okay, she said that. And where does that show that she agrees with Donald Trump? Well, because she's saying the U.S. economy is doing great, and the person that is the executor of the U.S. economy is Donald Trump. But then she mentioned the New York State having problems. But who's the executor of New York State? That would be Cuomo, isn't it? So what she's saying is that Donald Trump is doing a better job at taking care of the U.S. economy than Cuomo is doing taking care of the New York economy. Okay? He's being a better executor of his time and what he does. All right? And guess what? She's saying that under Cuomo, New Yorkers are being suffocated. You know? That we can't even pay for rent. But guess what? If Cuomo would just cut taxes along with Donald J. Trump, President Trump, then maybe, just maybe, landlords could afford to have their apartment buildings and not pay so much to the government. And then that would actually trickle down to us, the renters, so that we could afford to live in New York. But New York is a Democratic state. And if you look where a Republican president and a Republican governor are working together, guess what? Things are better over there. Even jails are jailing less people. But if you look at here in New York, where Donald Trump cut taxes, but our governor raised them. Okay? He's been sticking it to us. All right? So, that said, let me go to the last thing. It says, so in conclusion, I want to end this video by thanking Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for finally telling the truth, even though it's veiled in lies. She just told America that Donald J. Trump is better than Cuomo. And if you want to see something better than Cuomo, by the way, I'm going to tell you something. There's a guy named Derek Gibson running for governor, and I'm running for Congress. Together, along with all the other new Republicans, the MAGA Republicans, we are getting together. We are even getting support from other parties because they know that we're going to do better for them. These rhinos that we have now, they're not doing a damn thing for New York. So, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. And vote Republican, vote red, vote your conscience. And if you truly want to get out of the slavery that the Democratic Party has put you in, walk away. Hashtag walk away. Because I did, and now I'm going to do better for my people.